Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're tackling what might honestly be the ultimate biological mystery: human longevity and the secrets of aging. Have you ever wondered why some people just seem to breeze past the average life expectancy, staying super vibrant and healthy, while others face a really steep and difficult decline? It's a question that's captivated humanity for centuries, right? But the answer isn't magic. And it actually isn't just about eating your vegetables either. As we'll see today, for history's longest living people, the secret to extreme longevity is literally written right into the very code of life.
100 or even 110 years old? Just think about that for a second. Scientists today are absolutely obsessed with studying these exceptionally rare individuals, known as supercentenarians, who actually hit these incredible milestone ages. We're talking about people like Jeanne Calment, who lived to be a staggering 122, or Kane Tanaka, who reached 119. And researchers aren't just looking at their daily routines or what they ate for breakfast, they are looking closely at their DNA. These individuals are living, breathing treasure troves of biological data, mostly because they often carry incredibly rare genetic variants that help them survive much, much longer than the average person. Imagine reaching your 100th birthday and still having the biological resilience of someone decades younger. That's what we're talking about here.
So what is their secret? I mean, how do these people survive so much longer than average? Is it just blind luck in the genetic lottery? Well, while chance definitely plays a part in what we inherit, the individuals who push the absolute limits of human lifespan have something very specific going on at a cellular level, something foundational. To really grasp how this works in humans, we actually need to step outside of human biology for a second and look at how nature packages its absolute best survival tools. Section 1. The butterfly effect. Before we can fully understand human longevity and the genes of supercentenarians, we need to look at a fascinating example from nature to understand the mechanics of genetic inheritance.
In biology, there's this concept called a supergene. Basically, this is a group of neighboring genes that are inherited together as a package deal because they stay tightly linked on the chromosome. Think about how genes usually work. They often get shuffled, kind of like a deck of cards, when they're passed from parent to child, but not supergenes. These genes move together as a single, unified block to control highly complex traits. They are nature's ultimate bundle, a locked package that requires several different genes working together perfectly to pull off a very specific biological feat.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how powerful that packaging really is. Let's look at butterfly mimicry. In some butterfly populations, supergenes help determine specific wing colors and intricate patterns that perfectly mimic poisonous species. It's a complex disguise, right? It requires multiple genes to get the color, the shape, and the pattern exactly right, but because all the necessary genes to create that disguise are inherited together as a locked package, the mimicry remains highly effective, generation after generation. The survival toolkit just stays perfectly intact.
Defining supergenetics. Let's move on and see how this builds from literal biological supergenes in insects to the realm of human health and aging.
Now, there's a really vital distinction we need to make between these two terms. A supergene, on the left there, is the official scientific term for those linked chromosomal packages we just talked about with the butterflies. But supergenetics, that's more of an informal term used by researchers, like Jan Steenberg, to describe a person who has unusually favorable genes for health and longevity. Think of it this way. Everyone inherits genes from their parents. That's a given. But some people, completely by chance, inherit combinations of genes that give them extraordinary, almost superhuman protection against diseases and the physical wear and tear of aging.
The ultimate genetic shield. What does this extra protection actually look like inside the human body for these supercentenarians?
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer level of comprehensive protection these rare individuals possess. For people like Jeanne Calment or Kane Tanaka, hitting 110 or 120 means their genetic code acts like literal biological armor. Their shield is multi-layered. They boast a significantly lower risk of heart disease, and they're far less likely to develop certain cancers. Plus, as Jan Steenberg's research really highlights, their bodies maintain a remarkably stronger immune system deep into old age. But perhaps the most critical factor of all is their ability to repair cellular damage much more effectively. Their cells are just constantly cleaning up the daily wear and tear that causes normal aging for the rest of us. All of this cascades into one phenomenal reality. They simply maintain their physical and mental health for a much longer period. They aren't just existing for over a century, they are genuinely thriving.
So, the crucial point here is that human supergenetics comes down to this: exceptionally beneficial genes that help a person stay healthy and live way longer than most people. These rare genetic variants act as the ultimate biological solution to the problem of aging and disease.
They're basically nature's most successful health span packages, operating quietly in the background of these exceptional individual cells, doing the heavy lifting of keeping them alive and well against all odds.
Which leads us to a pretty massive question to end on. If extreme longevity is essentially a genetic package deal, what else is hiding in our DNA? By studying these incredibly rare, long-lived individuals who make it to 110 and beyond, scientists aren't just learning about the quirks of human biology, they're literally mapping the future of human health. It really makes you wonder what dormant potentials might be waiting to be unlocked in our own genetic codes, doesn't it? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep exploring the amazing science of life.